Good evening. It's Nancy Danter, and
Debbie Salmons, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going in Boston?
It's good. It's nice and warm today, 62 degrees. I don't know the conversion into Celsius, but
Well, it's Toronto was a lovely balmy 15 today, which is crazy for this time of year.
it was a pleasant surprise. I actually did some yard work out there. And what was really good, I have to say this right off the bat, was I had no Thanksgiving hangover because as you know, it was our Thanksgiving yesterday here in the States. And it's the first Thanksgiving in my life that I did not overeat and I did not feel uncomfortable and I did not wake up feeling sluggish today. So that was really
awesome.
Yeah, really, really good.
That's really, really great. So I think for today's little chit chat session, I was thinking we should talk about what we do on a day-to-day basis. Because, a lot of people ask, they notice now, they're like, oh my goodness, you've lost weight.
I know, it's so great.
It is. It's really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. And yeah, because everybody's day kind of starts and ends differently, right? And then actually, even if you think back, Nance, how when we started this whole process, our days were different then too, because we were still in the mode of thinking, well, it's breakfast, we have to eat. Oh, it's lunch, we have to eat. Oh, it's dinner, we have to eat. So we've got a process with that too. So your day starts earlier than mine. So you start first kind of with your early morning, and then we'll go back and forth.
So I'm going to start with the end of my day first.
Okay.
So I have, my rule of thumb is I do not eat after 8 o'clock. So I just don't put anything in my mouth after 8. If I haven't gotten it in, I don't do it. That's Dustin taught us that, Dustin Schaefer. He's got, I follow his rule of thumb fairly closely. His website is theschaefermethod.com, I believe. Is it the Schaefer method or is it just Schaefer method?
No, it's the Schaefer method. And
the Schaefer method.
So much great info on that.
Yeah. And so what I do is, and the first thing he said was, do not eat after 8 o'clock at night. So I don't do that.
Right.
And the theory behind that is that when you sleep, if you stop eating before 8 p.m. and then you go to bed around 10:30, then when you go into your REM sleep, whenever that time happens around 2:30 in the morning, your body would naturally kick into ketosis. It would have burned all of the carbohydrates that you might have consumed during the day. And so then when I wake up in the morning, this is something I changed up that Dustin again had suggested for us. I walk first thing in the morning. Am I perfect and do I do it every day? No, but I really, really try to do it as much as possible. So I get up, I get right out the door, like before I do pretty much anything else. And I do 20 minutes. I hoof it down to the end of the block and I hoof it back. And then before I do anything else, like I basically brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, and out the door I go. And then what I do is, he had suggested to get my metabolism revving up, is he suggested that I take one 8 to 10 ounce glass of water, and in it I put 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and I do a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I put that directly on my tongue, like right on my tongue, and then I drink the water back as quickly as I can just to get all that cinnamon back. He said the combination of the two things, the walking and doing that, would really rev up my metabolism first thing in the morning. Because I used to just walk at night, and I try to still do that after dinner. I try to still go for a nice evening walk. That's usually at a bit of a slower pace, and I take the dog so that she can, feel like she's not being rushed. But in the morning, so I do the water mixture first. After my shower, I then make a bulletproof coffee, which basically has really morphed and changed. Like at first, I was putting the oil in and stirring, and trying to drink that down, but no. So now I do about I would say about a medium-sized Tim Hortons coffee for those that are in Canada, with 2 creams and about a tablespoon of coconut oil. And I put either stevia, or I put, I like the sugar-free syrups. There's all kinds of them. I just put a little bit of that in to flavor it up. And then I blend it in the blender, and it tastes just like a latte. I'm telling you, you can't tell. And then I drink that, and then I don't really have anything else until, so that'll push me through till about 10:30, 11. Then I start feeling a little bit of hunger, and I have the Keto OS supplement, which I do 3/4 of a scoop and about 10 ounces of ice cold water. I've made it up in the kitchen before I've left. It's in my car. I just take it with me, and when I feel the hunger coming on, I down that. I used to sip it, but again, Dustin said I should be drinking that much faster, so I drink that down within a half an hour, and that usually that's around 11:30, somewhere in there, and that usually pushes me all the way till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I start to feel a little grumbly in my tummy. So I have almonds with me. So I have a few almonds and some water. And then I have my big dinner at home. My dinner always is pretty much a protein of some sort, and it's very fatty protein. Again, that was something I wasn't doing. I was doing low carb chicken for a while, like not low carb. I was taking, I'm just so used to boneless, skinless chicken breast.
Right, me too.
So I've now gone to a skin on chicken thigh. I've gone to a medium ground beef. I've gone to I don't go for the lean cuts at all. My protein is about 6 to 8 ounces, no more, in any sitting. And I always do a big salad with some kind of a fat on top of it, whether it's full fat salad dressing or oil and vinegar. There's avocado in there. I have, and I always have some kind of a vegetable, again, with lots of butter on it. And sometimes I do a pasta. I'll do a zoodles, I'll do my zoodle maker, and I'll make some kind of a pasta sauce. And if I do some kind of a tomato base, I cut my tomato down to just a little bit, and then I make it like into a rosé with a lot of whipping cream. So again, the whole point of it is to get the fats in there. And then I typically have my peanut butter cup fluff, which I've posted the recipe up that. And I usually have that, a little bit of that, just a couple of spoonfuls, because it makes me feel, it like triggers my inside thinking, oh, you're done for the day. So basically, it's very similar day in and day out. I'm not very hungry, and so I don't eat. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. I've never been a breakfast person. On the weekends, I'll do bacon and eggs and things like that. So instead of doing the Keto OS for my 10 o'clock whatever, I'll do bacon and eggs, and then I'll put my Keto OS later in the day. So that's pretty much, that's pretty much it, day in and day out. Tell me what you do, because you're different than me.
Yeah, I'm slightly different than you, but similarities. I don't have to get up as early in the day as you. I used to do the walk in the morning before it got cold, because I don't know, I think you know this, but others might not know this. I am a warm weather girl, and getting outside in the cold is not a good thing for me. But I do, first thing, I drink the same thing. I do the water, the lemon, the cinnamon, but I add MCT oil to it now. I do just a little bit of MCT oil, and I chug it. And I chug that down. And then I'm doing whatever I have to do, which often includes, checking the messages on here, checking the emails, and I'm getting ready to head to the gym. And so within usually 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to be heading out the door to the gym. So I do 2 things in that period of time. Okay, this is great. I don't drink bulletproof coffee. So we make fat bombs. You know what fat bombs are. For those of you that don't, it's another way of getting your healthy fats in you. So my husband makes all different flavors. So he made what they call a strawberry cheesecake fat bomb. And it's got real cream cheese in it, some strawberry, some coconut oil, the whole bit, and we freeze them. And they're just, these little squares, like the size of an ice cube. So I take them out of the freezer because they're frozen, throw 2 of them on a dish so that they're thawing out while I'm getting ready. And then I get my keto mixed up. And right before I head out of the door, I eat those 2 fat bombs, strawberry cheesecake, little whipped cream on top. That's my breakfast. And I chug the keto. And I do a full dose. I do a full dose of the keto. Then it's about a 20-minute drive to the gym, longer if I have to drop my son off at work. And I hit the gym, and we kind of are maniacs at the gym, my son and I. We work out at least an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, some cardio, some weights, that type of thing. When we come back, he's often hungry, and he drinks his keto too. He does the same thing, but he's awful hungry. I am not hungry at all. So I'll usually throw an omelet together for him, and I don't really have anything. I just, get another glass of water, whatever. I've been trying to up my water intake because I seem to get so focused and busy during the day that I forget to drink. So I've tried to be more conscious in drinking more water. Really, very rarely do I eat a snack or a lunch, every once in a while, but really not too much. If I do, it will probably be a salad, and it will probably be really small. It'll be a really small salad. I almost always I cook up bacon and put 2 crunchy pieces of bacon, crumble it up on it. Full fat dressing, right? No light dressing, no fat dressing, full fat. If I do it, but I'm telling you, I don't even think I do it once a week on a regular basis. So then I just do my thing, and then about 3 or 4, for no other reason than it's just become a mental habit. I'm not even hungry then still, but I kind of think, I want to take my other keto now because I do 2 full doses. Excuse me. So between 3 and 4, I take my next keto, and then I start thinking about what might we have for dinner, right? And it's just not that hard anymore. I don't spend hours and hours planning and thinking, and you can because there's so many recipes you can try, but I don't. Dinner is very similar to yours, Nance. Very similar, but I'll do pork steaks, regular steaks, and I cook them. I cook them with butter and fat. Oh, I know what I do. I know what I do different. You were talking about avocado. I'm not a huge lover of regular avocado, so I bought avocado oil, and I put avocado oil on my salad. It doesn't really have any flavor, so I put it on that. I use it to cook in too, to saute. So I'll do, vegetables in that, put some on my steak or whatever it is I'm cooking. Same as you. Dustin told me, throw away the boneless, skinless chicken breast, because that's what I did forever. So now I'm buying like chicken thighs, and we're eating the skin, and it's just crazy. I don't eat a lot. Same as you. I don't eat after 8. But if I start to feel like mentally, because I used to be a snacker because I stayed up really late, and I used to be a snacker. So one of the things Dustin said to me was, look, if you have to have something later in the evening, I still try to stop by 8. He said, make it another fat bomb. So I might have 1 fat bomb in the evening. And that's really pretty much my day too.
But we're not starving. You're not starving.
No, and that was one of my questions. I don't know if you remember, but when I was working out all the time, I was taught 6 small meals a day to keep your metabolism revving. So then I went to 3 when we first started that, remember? And you and I were forcing ourselves to have breakfast, forcing ourselves to have lunch, thinking that we had to. And that's when Dustin said, no, don't. And I thought, and I remember saying to him, but won't I get dizzy without eating, without food in my body? And I remember he smiled and he said, well, when you are burning glucose as fuel, yes, that would probably happen, because what's happening when you're burning glucose? Sugar's going up, sugar's going down, sugar's going up, sugar's going down. So you could get lightheaded and dizzy. But because we're using the ketones, which are efficient and keep everything level, I don't have that. I don't have that at all. But no, if I was starving, if I was hungry, I would eat, you know, and I would just make sure it was something keto. I'm just not hungry. And how about the cravings? Any of
Nope,
those?
no cravings, no
Nothing.
cravings at all. I mean, I'm satisfied. I'm not hungry. I'm not getting there's zero cravings for anything. And I'm just satisfied all the time. Like, I'm not unhappy. I'm not miserable. This is literally the best thing, the best lifestyle I've ever experienced.
I don't know if you
Anyways,
this, but we used to eat Chinese food. And
yeah.
remember what the big joke was with Chinese food? You eat it, and 15 minutes later, you're starving, hungry again, and you eat it again. That never happens. Best
No.
lifestyle we're on here, keto lifestyle.
Exactly. Listen, I just want to leave this nice and short and brief,
Yep.
just for people that are looking to find out what it is we do, because they asking us all the time now, and that pretty much sums up. I mean, you can get creative. Sometimes I do a little baking. Billy, your husband, is definitely a baker, so
Yep.
we do. But I don't even that. Like, I used to think about it all the time. So if
Right.
I went to the low carb grocery store yesterday, got some bread and things, and thought, oh, I can't wait to try this. I haven't even tried it yet. Don't even have the desire. It's really bizarre.
I know. But there are things available as people want to learn and want to go on and try something different. Or like my husband, who loves to bake. So he gets huge enjoyment and breads. So that's great. But it's not because either of us are craving them. It's because
Nor your son. Your son's not craving it either.
None. So awesome. Well, thanks for talking with me about it, Nance.
Yes, and if you like what we're doing and like what we're saying, we would love for you to subscribe to our page, or find us on Google Plus. We post lots of recipes and lots of great advice. Anyways, ta-ta for now.
Thanks. Bye.